soul family, welcome back to the Spiritual Counseling TV network. My name is Christy Ramirez and I am a soul coach, spiritual influencer, and motivational speaker. And we are here on the first day of spring to welcome back the daily morning spiritual guidance series. I have missed this series and all of you so much because coming and chatting here, all of you, to catch up on the energies and bringing in intuitive messages at the start of each week is just a wonderful way of all of us coming together. And it makes me also feel as if I'm a part of you guys, because it's like me connecting to the collective energy. And it's very much a social activity for me doing the series. It's very fun. And I know that, you know, this whole winter it's been hibernation for this series, but there has been a divinely guided reason for this, and God and my angels are telling me that it was for divine protection. I feel like it was a time of recharge for at least all angelic beings who are on this planet incarnated. I consider myself an earth angel. I connect and channel only angelic white light and beings, and I feel like all of us angels, you can say, have been almost like preserving our energy because it's been a little mucky in the energetic aura of the collective. This whole winter, this whole start of the year, it's been like almost like a little spiritual battle of light and dark, where the dark was like a little taking over, and now the light's finally coming up, right? It's almost like springtime's here. The light is gonna bloom now more than ever, and we're also coming back into the light, because I feel like, at least for me and many of you, a lot of angelic workers out there, you have been working a lot more behind the scenes. You've been working more on, even during the night maybe as well. Maybe you've been feeling restless or some kind of insomnia. And now we're being guided to come back into the light with our gifts, with our talents, with our energetic empathy, because this is now what's needed in order to heal the planet. And I feel that also it's safe for us to now come back out as well. So if any of you have been like in a little bit of the hangman position or hermit, it's all been for enlightenment purposes as well. It's also been to cultivate and deepen our spiritual gifts. It's been to evolve more also at a personal level, our soul growth. That's all important, and that's all what happens behind the scenes, right? When we have this solitude time to ourselves to be able to reflect, also, you know, reflect on how we want this year to go, our goals, our mission, etc., right? Hello, my soul family. Welcome to the Spiritual Counseling TV network. I know it's been a while, but we are back this spring season for today on Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. My name is Christy Ramirez. I'm your soul coach, spiritual influencer, and motivational speaker. I can't tell you what joy I'm feeling today. First of all, because it's been such a long time. I want to say like over a year since I filmed in my studio in the daylight. It's been night filming for me for like a year, and I definitely missed this. But it's, you know, when it's like that first day when you're getting back into the daylight and filming and kind of shifting your schedule, which is what I'm being guided to do. And I got a confirmation this morning. It's a very silly confirmation, but this is just clear evidence that our angels are present. My studio blinders, which I put in the night so that the light can be more bright, and that's why I've like, it's really bright when I do my night filming. Actually, it got stuck this morning after I was getting ready, after I had already planned and made the decision to film this in the daylight by 1 p.m., which it is exactly now 1:30, because I filmed the other video before. And it didn't even go down because I was going to put it down because like before 12 it's actually too sunny in here, and you can't film because like the sun's right here on my face, like the rays. So like from 9 to 12 it's like no filming because the sun is here. So I usually put my blinders down by that time, but I couldn't because it got stuck, so I'm gonna have to fix that. And I just thought, oh my god, this is just confirmation that what I'm doing is just like exactly where I need to be. And I always get confirmation with all that I do, which I believe I've already shared with you all, that ever since this past year, like since all of 2022, I've just been getting confirmation after confirmation every time I get an intuitive message or like nudge that my intuition's on point, because I am very spiritually aligned. I've been very hermit already for 3 years. I'm at like this other space. I'm living in a heaven basically. I'm so shielded from the outside world. I've been secluded completely from society this past year since I started my business for divine heavenly reasons as well. For me to be able to get to this place with my spiritual gifts and then have the confidence that what I know to be true is true, because I'm channeling my angelic beings. I'm channeling angels. I'm channeling God. I am also a master channel for Jesus himself, Ascended Master, which is something that I was revealed this past week, which was like a shock to me because I actually didn't know what a master channel was until another mentor of mine that I met actually when I went to Conscious Life Expo this year, which if you all know, every February I go to Los Angeles to this spiritual event to meet other spiritual and like-minded people, leaders, entrepreneurs doing their own light work. And I met this one lady that she was older than me, which actually reminded me of me, but like the older version of me, which is so silly, but I really felt a connection with her. And I even felt that I had a dream with her like 2 years ago. And I remembered that dream after our interaction because the way that we met was also very synchronistic. And when I initially had that dream, I didn't know who that woman was. And I was trying to think like, you know, maybe it was my mother when she had a different haircut and that was in her younger years. But the dream didn't make sense with what the dream was telling me. But then after I met this woman, and then after how everything, the events played out, how we ran into each other twice synchronistically. And it was like we were both meant to be there and get to know each other. Then I was like, oh my God, this was the woman of my dreams. It was her who was giving me an oracle, because it was like, that was the dream, right? She was giving me like a metaphoric oracle in my dream. It was just like so weird, but so, again, spiritual and synchronistic. And that's, again, how the spiritual world works and the awakening, right? And when God is trying to bring people of your tribe together and people who are an energetic frequency match with you. And getting to the point then, she made a video on what a master channel is, and she shared her experience because I actually wanted to know. And it's almost like she's just also channeling like her videos and like almost like, oh my God, this is exactly what I wanted to know. And I really resonated with it. And I resonated with that because that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been channeling Jesus since last summer, ever since I came back from Peru. And I think I shared this in one of my New Year's videos, but I went to Peru, I went to Cusco, I went to Machu Picchu, I hiked the mountains for 8+ hours. So I was in nature, very immersed in the most potent way that you can think. So if you think walking in nature is like being in nature, like going to the garden and back, and that's your daily nature, then you don't know exactly what nature is, right? Because being in nature, like real nature, like in the ocean, right? Which is also what I did a couple weeks ago when I was filming a trailer for one of my Resurrection series presentations. And I was like fully baptized in that water. And it was like my favorite ocean that I went through. I had to drive a while, take a little road trip. And it's like my secret location, my secret, I guess, spot where I like to, I guess, just unwind and receive more sacred channelings, because I definitely received a lot of that. And I almost got like also a baptism done by Jesus himself after I have done all those presentations, working since June of last year. And we've been working, I'm already at the 6th presentation, which is the final presentation that I have to film, which will take place in a couple weeks as well. So that's exciting. And then I will be revealing to you all where you can have access at christeramirez.com/lightworkuniversity. There's a couple there already posted and uploaded, so you can always pay to watch the events. They are exclusive paid events. And yeah, so like, to the point of the matter of like what today's energy is, I feel like we're coming to all these realizations about why everything had to happen the way it did, why we had to meet certain people, why things turned out in the order that they did as well. And we're still going to be experiencing new situations, and that's good because this is again the new cycle, like I said, in the weekly intuitive. And today is like a new day to really start anew, to try out your new schedule as well. Like me coming back in the daylight is a refresher, because I used to spend all my afternoon filming basically and doing my content, which maybe that's why God also changed my schedule around, because I was doing other things in the afternoon and then spending more like the evening, night filming, which I also like to do. It's actually very also very serene, right, when everyone's asleep. But at this particular time, also, everyone's working usually, so it's very quiet still. And I have the perfect ocean view, so it's like me being outdoors, going for Starbucks, and just having a coffee talk with all of you guys. That's how I feel right now, and it feels very, very amazing. Because I don't know about you, but like you can go to an actual Starbucks and it can be very crowded, it can be very loud, and it's almost like you can't really work, right? So sometimes, you know, we're being redirected to better places where we can do spiritual work in a more tranquil, peaceful way. And I feel like that's what we need to trust today. So wherever you're being guided this Wednesday and this whole week per matter, and in fact your whole life, is because that's where you need to be. And just trust, especially if you're in the mission and on the spiritual journey, don't question it a second time, because the first time is usually the right answer and you heard correctly, right? Don't overthink it. Don't waste your energy on overthinking and also thinking what if, like if things could have been better another way, because chances are they couldn't have and they weren't gonna be, and you would have wasted your time trying to figure that out when you're exactly where you need to be and it's all perfect the way it is. Even if it's silent, heaven is silent, heaven is still. You know, it's something interesting before we get to the oracle reading that someone told me, which exactly almost like gave me an aha moment. When I was reading the book Dante's Divine Comedy, which I highly recommend that you read that with me at my spiritual book club at christianramirez.com/school. Such an enlightening book, and that was actually the book that I also used for reference, where we channeled and studied all the artwork, just the artwork, not the words, of Dante's Divine Comedy in the second presentation of the Resurrection series. So again, go to christianramirez.com/lightworkeruniversity. Everything's down in the description box to check out my presentations and everything I've also done before, because it's all relevant to where we're at now. And what someone told me, I'm not going to name names, but I was having a conversation about this book, which is a classic Italian poet's book, right, of the Renaissance era. And she told me that she had actually read that book, she had studied philosophy, and she gave me a comment that her favorite book, because Dante's Divine Comedy is 3 books in one, right? Inferno, which is book 1, Purgatorio, book 2, and Paradiso, book 3. So basically, again, hell, purgatory, and heaven. She told me that her favorite book was Inferno, and I asked her why, because that's like, you know, Inferno, right? If anything, it should have been Paradiso. But she told me that that was the most complicated one. It is also the more bigger book. It's the more lengthy one because it's so complicated. There's so much to it, and there's so many levels to it. Compared to Purgatory, which starts getting smaller, it's less levels. It's like, think of just like 7 main sins. And if you think of Inferno, it's like 9 different circles, and then there's like 5 different categories within each circle. So it's like very complicated into the category that some souls can be put in the afterlife if that's where they deserve to be. Okay? Purgatory is when they're like in the in-between, but they have the chance to work their I guess, you know, they have the chance to repent, and then again, but it's the eternal life. Purgatory, in the living life, you have an opportunity to repent, but when it's already in the afterlife, it's like you're being tortured with the same punishment forever, right? Whereas in Inferno, you're already being tormented like to the extreme punishment, and there's just like no way out of it. So it's almost like you're dying over and over and over again. It's like really horrible, right? But it's so complicated. And then heaven is like very peaceful and serene, and almost to the extreme that it can kind of get boring, right? Because it's just so heavenly and there's like no drama. And a lot of people like drama, right? I don't know about you, but I don't care how boring heaven can seem to some people. I will never want drama and never prefer anything but heaven than the other two, right? That would not give me excitement. That would just disturb my peace. And you know, we've all dealt with little glimpses of that in our life, right? As we're learning about life and as we're dealing with karma. And I thought that was interesting because I feel like that's where a lot of people fall into when they fall off track on the spiritual journey, when they decide to quit their mission or showing up for the light work, or when they give in to just the darker energies, or they just give in to their ego is the word, I'm sorry, because they like drama, they like complications. And you know, that's just something that I, as a soul coach and a spiritual counselor that's wanting to guide you towards your ascension, is gonna help guide you towards the light, help you to ascend and rise into Paradiso, and then learn to overcome your own transgressions within from the ego. And that's what A Course in Miracles has been teaching us all this winter. How to let go of fear by dissolving the ego to live through our higher self for the rest of your life. And then that's when you can really be a channel, a light to the world, a lighthouse, a leader, a role model. All these things that we want to be for the world, spiritual influencers that are positive, right? So enough of that chit chat. Let's get started with our oracle reading for this Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. Alright, so in my desk here we have, these are cards that I channeled as well. I created at the start of my journey, so you will not find these unique cards anywhere. So just to put that out there, let's begin with our spiritual guidance cards. This is the first deck that I created. Little blue feathers, and it's just like amazing. There's all color feathers around all here, but look at this. We got I am beautiful at the bottom. A great way to start this new cycle of spring. Work on more self-love, have compassion with where you're at, and love yourself a little more. Know your beauty, know your worth. Let's get a message for this Wednesday right away. Our angels, be you. Yeah, there's no one else that you need to be but yourself. And I do feel that, you know, your dreams are also possible. Follow what's true to your heart. Be true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Anything is possible if you've got enough nerve. So definitely strive towards your dreams. Start making goals. Start making action steps as well to start heading in the direction of your true dreams. Now, let's move on to our daily affirmations. This is the second deck I created, and this is also my favorite because I just channeled a whole bunch of different affirmations to help manifest just a wonderful life and a positive attitude. I feel like is so important. A lot of people miss out on this step in their day-to-day life, and I feel like it makes the difference, and in not letting anything get you down or get to you as well. Remember, respond rather than react to situations, and you will be a much better person because of it, and you will feel better as well. Of course, we have miracles coming in today. I am miraculous as I can heal myself and others through affirming my abilities with my Creator God. Trust in your ability to create miracles and be this miracle to the world as well. And one more, I am consistent, persistent, and patient. In the meantime, I work hard, I have faith, and I trust the process. How amazing. Trust where you're at, trust the process. And then last but certainly not least, the last card that I created, the last card deck that I created were my angel oracle cards. This is what I call the golden wings, and this is what's going to give you golden wings. These angels working with us on a day-to-day basis are going to help us on our ascension journey. So definitely keep watching all these dailies on my YouTube channel, and look at this. Like I said, I feel like there is a lot of protection in the air for all of us light workers coming back into the light to do the work, coming back together also with people and collaborating in healthy ways, right? Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for being my fortress in times of trouble. Thank you for providing me comfortable shelter and a secure home. Again, like I said, we are always being guided toward the most protective place. Thank you for protecting me and helping me to feel safe in a world as I know you are always by my side. Love, your divine child. And Archangel Michael's with us today. So wherever you need to show up today, wherever you need to go into the world, know that you are divinely guided there and you are protected. Have an amazing, beautiful day, and I'll see you all for Thursday. Namaste.